Bonjour, I'm Jennifer, your French teacher in the south of France, and in this lesson I'm going to teach you how to form and use the futur antérieur tense. So this tense allows you to talk about what will have happened at some point in the future. During this lesson, I'll explain everything you need to know, and stick around to the end and I'll give you a quiz. Let's just take a moment to identify what the futur antérieur tense looks like and how it's formed. Now, whether we're talking about a verb like finir that uses avoir as helping verb, or a verb like arriver that uses être, you'll notice here that the futur antérieur tense follows the same exact rules as the passé composé. In the first example, tu auras fini, avoir is the helping verb. And notice that the helping verb is now in the futur simple tense. And in the second example, tu seras arrivé, être is the helping verb, and it is in the futur simple tense. If you need a refresher lesson on either the futur simple or the passé composé, you can visit my blog by following the links in the description below. Just before beginning this lesson, which will include not only how to form the futur antérieur, but will also help you understand when and how to use it, I'd like to let you know how you can support my work as I continue to create video lessons to make the Love Learning Languages channel a one-stop shop when it comes to learning French grammar. Just follow the link in the video description below to visit my Patreon page where you can make a monthly pledge of any amount. And merci beaucoup. Okay, the futur antérieur. In English, it's known as the future perfect, is used to express a future action or event that will be completed before another future action, or to describe a future action or event that will have been completed at some point in the future. Okay, that sounds complicated, but in fact it's just like the passé composé. This tense is used to talk about something that will have actually happened. It will have had a beginning and it will have had an ending. But unlike the passé composé, when we talk about things that happened in the past, these actions will have happened in the future. The futur antérieur is formed by using the future tense of the helping verb, avoir or être, plus the past participle of the action being performed. The futur antérieur tells what the subject will have done. In this example, avoir is our helping verb. Ils auront fini avant mon départ. Auront is the helping verb, and fini is the past participle. In this example, être is the helping verb. Vous serez déjà partis quand nous arriverons. Serez is the helping verb être, and parti is the past participle of the verb partir. Following the rules of the passé composé, we remember to make agreement on the past participle. In this example, vous is masculine and plural. I like this example because we have both the futur antérieur and the futur simple being used in the same sentence. And when we get to the quiz in a little while, we'll practice doing that together. Remember that the future tense is often used in French in places where we would not use it in English, like after the word quand, for example. If what you're talking about after saying the word quand is to happen at some point in the future, you have to use the future tense in French. Here's another example using the futur antérieur and the futur simple in the same sentence. This time, we're using a reflexive verb. So remember that in the passé composé, all reflexive verbs use être as helping verb. Les enfants se seront déjà lavé les mains quand on servira le déjeuner. Seront is the helping verb être, and laver is the past participle. Now let's think back to the passé composé rules. Can you remember why I didn't put an S on laver to make agreement with the plural subject? Bravo for you if you remember the body part rule. Here it is again in case you've forgotten. When using reflexive verbs, you don't have to make agreement on the past participle when a body part follows it. That's the rule. Okay, here's one more example using a verb that takes être as helping verb. Lundi prochain, elle sera revenue de son voyage en France. Sera is the helping verb être, and revenu with an extra e to make agreement with the feminine subject is the past participle of the verb revenir. Okay, and now I'm going to go over how to use negation with the futur antérieur, and I think you're going to find this easy, because if you're far along enough in French to be learning the futur antérieur, you're probably quite comfortable using the passé composé, and negation with this tense works the same way. You just put the ne in the pas, or whatever negative word you're using, around the conjugated helping verb. For example, je n'aurai jamais fini tous mes devoirs avant le dîner. Aurait is the helping verb avoir, and fini is the past participle of the verb finir. One more example using negation. Ils n'auront rien mangé. Auront is the helping verb avoir, and manger is the past participle of the verb manger. Remember that when you're using pronouns of any kind, they have to go before the helping verb, just like in the passé composé. So in our example, je ne lui aurais pas répondu avant midi. Aurait is my helping verb, avoir. Répondu is the past participle of répondre, and lui is an indirect object pronoun. So I've put it right before the helping verb. And when I'm using negation, remember that I cannot separate pronouns from the verb that they're directly linked to. And in the passé composé or futur antérieur or other composed tenses, that verb is going to be the helping verb. Okay, now let's talk about forming questions in the futur antérieur. You can use any of the types of questions that you've learned to form. So remember, there are three ways in French. You can use intonation, est-ce que, or inversion. I'm going to show you how to form the same question in all three ways. So let's first start with intonation, okay? This is the easiest way to form a question. Il aura fini le travail? You just have to change the tone of your voice at the end of the sentence. Il aura fini le travail? The same question using est-ce que. Est-ce qu'il aura fini le travail? Est-ce qu'il aura fini le travail? And now the one that everyone loves, inversion. Aura-t-il fini le travail? Aura-t-il fini le travail? Remember that to form a question using inversion, you have to reverse the order of the subject pronoun and the verb and link them together using a hyphen. So you use hyphen T hyphen to link two vowels. And if you want to negate an inverted question, you just put ne and the negative expression around the inverted form. So remember that all object and adverbial pronouns must remain before the conjugated form of the verb. Okay? All right, now that you know how to form the futur antérieur, we really need to talk about how to use it. So in the beginning, it will be helpful for you to know that this tense is used after the conjunctions quand, lorsque, aussitôt que, dès que, après que, and une fois que, when the future is used in the main clause. Of course, there are more I could add to this list, but I think this is enough to get you going until you feel comfortable with the futur antérieur. Let me show you some examples. Une fois que nos amis seront rentrés, nous ferons la vaisselle. So the first part is in the futur antérieur, right? And the second part is in the futur simple. So look at the translation there. Une fois que nos amis seront rentrés, that means once our friends have gone home, what will we do? Nous ferons la vaisselle. We will do the dishes. D'accord? Here's an example using quand. Quand tu auras fini de manger tes légumes, tu pourras aller jouer. So here again, we're using both the futur antérieur and the futur simple in the same sentence, and this is quite common. Il nous téléphonera aussitôt qu'il aura reçu notre chèque. Il nous téléphonera aussitôt qu'il aura reçu notre chèque. D'accord? So there we have the futur antérieur, aura reçu, and the futur simple, téléphonera, will call. And one more example before we get ready for the quiz. This example uses dès que. Dès qu'elle aura fini le premier exercice, elle fera le deuxième. Dès qu'elle aura fini le premier exercice, elle fera le deuxième. Voila! So, are you ready to take a quiz? Okay, well, listen, before we start the quiz, it may be a good idea to review the futur simple forms of être and avoir, since you will need to use them as helping verbs. So, here's the conjugation of the verb être. In the futur simple, je serai, tu seras, il, elle, on sera, nous serons, vous serez, ils, elles seront. And here's the conjugation of the verb avoir in the futur simple. J'aurai, tu auras, il, elle, on aura, nous aurons, vous aurez, ils, elles auront. Voila. Okay, here we go. Let's start the quiz. And remember that if it goes too fast, just click on pause to give yourself the time you need to think. In each of these sentences, you need to decide whether you should use the futur antérieur or the futur simple. So remember to take the time to read and reflect, then say your answer out loud before looking at the answer, which is coming up right away. So be sure to click on pause. Okay? So, dès que nous, avoir, de ces nouvelles, nous vous le dire. And the answer, dès que nous aurons eu de ces nouvelles, nous vous le dirons. Très bien. So the first part follows dès que. So that should have been a clue to use the futur antérieur. D'accord? And this sentence means as soon as we have heard from him, we will tell you. All right? So I'm throwing some pronouns in there so that you can remember where they go in the sentence. Okay, here's the next one. Tu, passé, nous voir, quand tu, and here I should have had in parentheses the verb avoir, le temps. Okay? Tu, passé, nous voir, quand tu, and use the verb avoir, le temps. Okay, and the answer, tu passeras nous voir quand tu auras le temps. All right, and that means you'll stop by to see us when you have the time. Here I've used the futur simple in both of these, not really to trick you, but just to show you that you don't always use the futur antérieur and futur simple. You can use two futur simple. Still, it all depends on what you want to say and when things are taking place. All right? Here's another good example of using the future tense after the word quand, because in English we say when you have the time, but in French it's when you will have the time. Okay, bravo. On continue. Je organisais mon voyage aussitôt que recevoir mon passeport. Et la réponse, j'organiserai mon voyage aussitôt que j'aurai reçu mon passeport. So here you have an aussitôt que That's a big clue to use the futur antérieur. So we're using the futur proche and the futur antérieur. I will organize my trip as soon as I have received my passport. Bien. OK, on continue. Lorsque je finir de corriger les copies, je voulais rendre. OK, et la réponse. Lorsque j'aurai fini de corriger les copies, je vous les rendrai. Futur antérieur, followed by the futur simple. When I have finished correcting the exams, I'll give them back to you. Okay, that's always a big question for students, right? And this is a good answer for the teacher to say back. Here's the next one. Écoute-moi, tu ne sortir plus jamais avec ces filles-là. Et la réponse? Just one to give in this one, huh? What's it going to be? Futur antérieur or futur simple? It's the futur simple. Écoute-moi, tu ne sortiras plus jamais avec ces filles-là. You know what that means? Listen to me, you will never go out again with those girls. All right, here's the next one. Nous partir tôt et comme ça, nous y arriver avant tout le monde. Et la réponse? Nous partirons tôt et comme ça, nous y arriverons avant tout le monde. We have two future simple, okay? In this sentence, we will leave early, and that way we will get there before everyone. We will arrive before everyone. Voilà. Here we go. Here's another one. Dès qu'il tondre la pelouse, il pouvoir l'arroser. Et la réponse? Dès qu'il aura tondu la pelouse, il pourra l'arroser. Futur antérieur, followed by the futur simple. As soon as he has mowed the grass or the lawn, he will be able to water it. Okay? Super. Here we go. And this is the last one. Nous commencer la fête quand tout le monde arrivait. Et la réponse. We've got the futur simple followed by the futur antérieur. Nous commencerons la fête quand tout le monde sera arrivé. We will start the party when everyone has arrived. So, arriver, since it uses être as helping verb, we have to remember to do that also in the futur antérieur. Okay, super, voilà, super bien. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, whether you're teaching yourself French or learning at school and you need a little extra help. I try to put out new videos every week. Also, check the links in the video description below to see all of the ways that you can connect with and support Love Learning Languages. Merci beaucoup et à très bientôt. Au revoir.